Okay, now follow-up question to that though. In terms of your planning, are you writing down your plans or is it all in your head?
I'm not a big plotter. I plot, I wrote a craft book called the sentence method because that is what I use. I write 5 sentences for every book, and they correlate with different plot points that happen throughout the novel. So by the time I have those 5 sentences, I have a roadmap of the entire book, but there's a lot of freedom to kind of wiggle around with the other spaces, like the spaces in
Right.
between the 5 sentences I can kind of play with. So I knew roughly what the book idea was going to be about. When I plan a series, I usually do like a sentence or two per book. And then when it's time to write that book, I expand it into the 5 sentences. And then sometimes, if it's really stubborn, I'll expand it into like chapter guidelines and I'll do like this chapter, and there's 23 to 25 chapters per book. So like I can typically go in and do 23 sentences and that's good enough to plot out, right? And then I just kind of wing it when I'm pulling things open. But the Tomes and Tea series, I didn't need to go chapter by chapter. The 5 sentences were enough to just kind of play with. Like those characters are just fun. So like whatever situation I put them in will typically get me through another 10,000 words just because they're interesting to watch. So I've had
Sure.
some other characters after that that I have not had that easy of a time with, but those ones were, Keith and Rainer are just fun. They're just fun.
Oh, yeah, I love that because obviously we've talked on the podcast before about, being a character-driven author and I know various forms and what that means. But and the fact that like sometimes the character will just take over a scene or will do something different than what you expect. But I
Yeah.
like this interpretation of like they're just fun to wind them up and put them in the scene and let them go.